What up, what up? I'm back at it again. Before I get into the video, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button for me. It really helps the channel. And hit that subscribe button. Before I get into the video, I wanted to shout out my brother, Vashon. My whole look today is an homage to him. Okay, so I'm going to be reacting to the trailer for this episode of the TLC show Smothered. And yeah, I'll tell you what my thoughts are after I play the tape. So, play the tape.
So, my question earlier was, since you guys say you are serious, you've been together 9 months, I know that you are adults, you're over 21. Are you guys having sex? Rashid, why are you shaking your head like that? Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, well,
Okay, good.
Good that she answered the question without hesitation. Are you guys using protection? Are you using protection?
Yes, we
You
are.
are using protection? Okay, good. Okay. This would make me sleep better at night, knowing these things. I'm a mom, so if you want to know something, you have to ask.
I never felt uncomfortable with the questions that she asked. She's my mom. I think that Rashid misunderstands her motives. She's only doing it because she cares about him, and she's just doing what a mother should do. He takes it as like, okay, she's just trying to be out with my grill.
Do you watch porn? Have you used sex toys? Chelsea. You're going to have to loosen up if you're going to be in this family. Like, y'all, please tell her.
So, where do I begin? Okay, so we have the mother, Karla, talking to Rashad and Chelsea and asking really invasive questions. So, I actually see a lot of problems here. I think the first glaring one is obviously Karla's lack of boundaries and lack of respect for her son's autonomy, as well as Chelsea's autonomy as a human being. Whether she's connected to Karla's son or not, whether she is Rashad's girlfriend or not, Chelsea is a human being who has boundaries, who deserves boundaries, and it seems like this is the first time that they're meeting. And there are certain questions that you don't ask anybody the first time you're meeting them, whether they're going to be a part of your family or not. This lack of boundaries that Karla has obviously extends to her son, Rashad, obviously also extends to her daughter, Kia. So I would say the next problem is that Rashad just does not step in and answer his mother and tell her that she's being inappropriate. He clamps up and shuts down. He doesn't say anything, and he kind of leaves his partner out to dry. Chelsea is the only one we see talking, and I don't know, maybe it's the way they edited things. You know how reality TV is, sometimes they just edit things to be a certain kind of way. But in the product that we have in this video, all we see is Chelsea being the one answering the inappropriate questions by the mom. And that could certainly be something that makes a partner and like an outsider or a person who's not a part of the family who's being brought in feel really left out to dry, feel really bewildered and unsure of what is going on. Am I being tested? Is this a test? And your partner is there and not defending you. Your partner is there and not saying this is inappropriate or trying to change the subject or defending you or standing up. You are the one that is there answering the questions. And that is not good. That will cause problems in a relationship when people in your family have poor boundaries and you are not defending the person that you brought into this situation, whether that be a friend or a partner. I think at the same time, I can also see how a person could be in a family where there are very, very little boundaries, or their boundaries are constantly crossed, and the way they cope is just by shutting down and literally not being able to say anything. I can definitely see, like the humanity in that. I can see how a person could be that way. That does not excuse, however, not defending your partner, someone you brought into this, not warning them that, oh, hey, like my family is like, like a little, not respectful of boundaries. Also, something to point out is the daughter Kia co-signing her mom and saying, oh, I don't think there's anything wrong with this, and just being so used to this lack of boundaries between mother-daughter relationship. These two have also made headlines because they are a mother-daughter pair that waxes each other's like bikini line. So if you want to read about that, you can definitely go ahead. I will put that down below, but that's just to kind of give you an idea of their relationship. When you teach your kids that they are not deserving of boundaries, that is not a lesson that begins and ends in the home. That is something that affects their relationships for the rest of their lives oftentimes. And even if it were something that only existed in this home, boundaries are there to protect us. But boundaries are there so that we do not get hurt, so that we do not get trounced all over. And there are definitely some negative side effects to not having boundaries with your children. Even if it was in a contained environment, only in our family, only in our home, there are a lot of negative effects to that. So that's not good. There's a difference between teaching your children from a very early age about, their body, their anatomy. This is what this is called. This is what this is called. This is how people of this gender typically look. This is how people of this gender typically look. This is how babies are made. This is what you do when you fall in love with someone. When you hit puberty, you're going to start to have these feelings. You're going to start to grow hair in different places. You're going to start to want to be sexual with people. What is sex? There's a difference between what children need at various stages of their lives, what kinds of talks they need at various stages of their lives. So if you've taught me about safe sex since the age of like forever up until now, I already know that. I don't need you to tell me about like, oh, do we wear condoms? That's already something that you've already instilled in me. That's not a question that you even have to ask me. Of course I wear condoms. And it's super awkward to ask that with my partner in the room, especially upon a first meeting. I think that was the most tame of her questions. And even that question is definitely very unsettling and very weird for a parent to ask of a person who's over 21, bringing their partner to meet you for the first time. That is a very strange question. And the rest of her questions were beyond strange. They were incredibly invasive, inappropriate. Why do you need to know this? Why do you need to know if we use sex toys? Why do you need to know if I watch porn? Why do you need to know that? You don't need to know that. We are over 21. We are adults. And it started to feel like she was asserting herself as like the dominant, the parent. And it felt like she was infantilizing both her son and also Chelsea. It definitely brought me back to being like 13 years old and being questioned and being told that, oh, if I have boundaries or if I feel uncomfortable answering this question, I just need to loosen up a bit. I'm being too like buttoned up. I'm being too conservative. I'm being too, and it's like I am deserving of boundaries at any age. And especially as I get older, especially beyond the age of 21. So those are a lot of my initial thoughts. Chelsea, if you see this, you definitely need to have a conversation with Rashad and decide if, this is going to be something that you can continue with because, the relationship, because that was not cool. That was not cool. And that is just the tip of the iceberg, honestly. So if you made it this far, please leave me some hearts down in the comment section below. And if you would like to help me out in any way, my Cash App and my Venmo information is right down below. I'll see you next time. Peace.